Let's go, move up! This was a mixed bill. Now it's a hardcore show. Merry Christmas! We're Contact. Let's go move the fuck up! Two-step, Contact! Let's go move up! Pieces of the government, detachment. Take a minute to the border, fight the winters and call it stand. Stand against you. The first will be last. Your judgment for you. Turn away from this wretched band. By the eye of the angle of Christ. Your right to refugees. Take pleasure in what is right. Oh, but I am a citizen only by birth. I pledge allegiance to nothing but to bring this kingdom to earth. You can't tell me that God, nation, the backs of slaves, think the whole world belongs to you. But it's not just God bless the USA. Empire's fall! Empire's fall! Alright. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And I appreciate that. Let's rock! Like
Thank you all so much for your participation. Thanks to Tim for putting us on the show and Vanna for letting us play.
Who was here and see Vanna at their last show 10 years ago, right here? Beartooth?
Who could drive 10 years ago? Most of us, let's be honest. All right, this next song, maybe, is about, we have it over here as a single. It's coming out on a record that we're getting ready to put out here in a few months. This is a song about a world that's full of noise and opinions and anger and outrage. This is a song about maybe the most punk rock thing you can do in that environment is to be quiet each day and get to know yourself before you pop your mouth off about something you don't know anything about. Someone you never met.
This song is called 10 Lamps of Fire.
Thanks y'all for your attention and your time and your want for energy and dancing. This is usually the time when I say something that I gotta say, and what I've had to say recently has basically been the same, and that is that we live in a time of fascism. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. Now, there are many types of fascism happening right now, but the one I'm most concerned about is the one they do through this thing. It's called techno-fascism. They use this, companies like Meta and TikTok, Snapchat, even your Reddits, whatever it is you're stuck on there, they use it to keep you hopeless. They use it to sell you connection that's actually loneliness. They use these things because they know when you're hopeless and you're lonely, you want to buy things to make yourself feel better. What you can do to fight back is this. Be in a room with people you care about, make meaningful connections, find something bigger than yourself, find something that's lived before you, that will live after you, that is more powerful than the internet, that is more powerful than man. Let's go! This one's called Unto Caesar.
choice. Borders are state-sponsored illusions, and no human is illegal. And as for me, my soul is free. Makers of war, defenders of life, you cut the ties that bind your blind. And falling in line, with machinations of the bourgeoisie, pretend your life. Take back your time, give back the time, replace it with the image, the illusion of the nation state. If only God can judge me, then no man of my name. Move, move, move. Come vibe with me. Come vibe, come on. Yeah. Elevate your consciousness. Get low. Let's go! Boom! The world turns, not on the actions of your desire. What you think you need? New gods, new technology. Don't determine your worth. Pull the weight of a stone. Reclaim the diamond in your mind. Canal Club. This one goes out to the untitled straight edge group chat. Represent. Resist the fate. The algorithm design. Know that what looks out from beyond those eyes is sacred and divine. Step, 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 step. All right, we got two more for you. This is an old one. It goes out to the children of Gaza. Get a paper and shake the dirt from your grave. The rocks cry out his name. Never yours to claim. Different perspectives. Inside we're all the same. All one creation. Immortal Come on, pick it up. National interest. Dressed as divine. Dehumanized. Because you've been dehumanized. Take the high ground. Claim the source of life. The kings of ancient times deny the one who gives us life. And now do the same. Nothing will ever change. To the creator comes the claim. No nation, no military force will ever really own what was never really owned. No nation, no military force will ever really own
last song, then Heavy as the Head is up next. Thank you all so much. So, this last song we released as a single and is also on the 7-inch that we have available. It's a heavy one, but it's the one that's very special to us to end on. Earlier this year, I had to take my daughter to her friend's funeral. She's 12 years old, and that's too young to lose a peer. Her friend was only 13. As a father and as a person, that's one of the hardest things you've got to do, is see one of your kids lose somebody suddenly in that way. But as we went through the motions, and we attended the memorial services, and we lit the candles, and we made the bracelets, and we wrote the cards, what I saw was a bunch of little kids, 12, 13 years old, too young to have to deal with suicide or sudden death, come together and love one another and hug one another. And it made me realize that death truly cannot be the end, that the grain of wheat that falls and is crushed brings forth new life. To see these kids lean on one another was a beautiful thing in the midst of a very terrible thing. So this last song goes out to my daughter. It's called Engine. Before the sea, 'cause no one ever really dies, but you can truly never be born. So why not be born for the first time? And why not die